How are you?
I feel some pressure around my stomach, but overall I'm fine.
It feels like the delivery is right around the corner. I'm glad you're fine. Ever since I got pregnant with the second child, my health has been all over the place.
I know, right? I didn't have so much trouble with my health when I was pregnant with Anne. I guess it varies depending on the child. Is Anne fine? Is she feeling lonely?
She often asks about you, Betty, wondering if you've already gone to bed when it gets night. But it seems like her joy of becoming a big sister outweighs that. While looking at the ultrasound photo of the baby, she keeps saying, "I wish it would be born soon."
I see. If she's looking forward to it that much, I guess it's reassuring. They often say that when a new baby is born, the older child tends to regress. I was a little worried about that.
It should be fine. Anne is already a grade schooler after all.
Right. Oh, by the way, what happened with the business trip? Did it get confirmed?
Yes. I'm really sorry. The department head wants me as the project leader to go on this business trip.
It can't be helped. You've been working really hard, hoping that if this project goes well, you might be able to get a promotion. And I've been working hard for that, Hans. I'm being counted on by the people at the company. I have to meet their expectations.
So, as we discussed before, it wouldn't be right to leave Anne alone at home. So we can leave her at your parents' place while we go back to our hometown.
Yes. I asked your parents too, and they seem more than happy. They seem happy to live with their grandchild for a month. They even said they'd take care of dropping her off at and picking her up from school.
Is that okay?
It's fine. They've just retired and have some free time.
I'm sorry. This time, because of my circumstances, it's ended up being a childbirth in our hometown. If I could have helped a bit more with the house, it would have ended with your mother coming over like last time. Your parents' house isn't that far from ours.
It's okay. It's easier for me at my parents' house. And there's also the matter of my health this time.
I see. We'll be apart for a while, but let's try to get through this. I love you.
Today the baby was moving around a lot, so energetic. It seems like it will be born soon. Really? I'm excited! Did you hear from Dad about the overnight stay? Yes! Dad is busy with work, right? That's right. We'll have to say goodbye to Dad for a while. Are you okay with that? Yes! I promise to play a lot with Dad when I get home. I'm fine. I see. Well then, Grandpa will come to pick you up tomorrow. Okay. Good morning. I'll be home around 3 p.m. Anne is so excited to see her dad after such a long time. Make sure you play with her a lot when we get back. I can't unlock the door. Can you open it? Aren't you home right now?
I've changed the locks, so don't come back.
Huh? What are you saying? Is this some sort of surprise?
Don't come back.
Wait, what's happening? Did something happen? Just let us in. It's starting to rain and the kids will get soaked.
No way. This is not your house anymore. Just go away, okay?
I don't understand. What on earth is happening? We're temporarily sheltering at a neighbor's house because of the rain. Can you explain what's going on?
Explain? Think about it deep in your heart.
What are you trying to say? You're not in your right mind if you're kicking out your own children.
My children? Don't lie. Tell the truth. They're not really my kids, are they?
What?
I had a hunch from the first child. Anne doesn't look like me. The second one, who was just born, looks even less like me. That's when I knew.
Wait, are you suggesting I cheated on you? What makes you say that?
Getting heated like this just makes you look guilty.
You used to adore Anne.
Because I thought she was my child.
I can't believe this. I'll contact my parents. I'll report to your parents too.
What the hell are you trying to do? You're going to twist the story to suit you, aren't you? I'll do the explaining. You just babysit the brat.
Brat?
Anyway, don't come back today. Understood?
Are we not allowed to come home? Daddy, what about our promise to play? Didn't we promise to play together when I get home? Did you and Mom have a fight? You need to make up. My teacher at school said so. When you fight, you have to say sorry.
Listen, Anne. All of this is Mom's fault. Mom lied to Dad.
Lied?
Dad isn't your real dad, Anne. So don't call me Dad anymore. Brat.
Hey, how can you say that to a child? Anne is shocked and crying. What happened to you over this past month?
Nothing happened. I'm sane. Rather, I feel like I've returned to my true self.
What's that supposed to mean? Was all that kindness a lie? Do you remember the vows we made at our wedding? To trust each other at all times. You said it too.
Shut up. Be quiet. Don't contact me anymore.
Wait. I can't possibly accept this. Hands. What do you mean they're not my kids? I see. I get it all now. The real reason why you've changed your mind.
Huh? There's no real reason. The cause is you.
You said you're taking shelter from the rain at a neighbor's house, right? At Davis's house, a mom friend. The house diagonally across from ours.
So what?
When we were visiting our hometown, Davis said she accidentally saw it when she was driving. You bringing a woman into her house.
Just because you're cornered, don't start spouting nonsense. Or is it this? All the women are teaming up to push the responsibility on me. This is why I hate housewives. They have nothing better to do than spread ridiculous rumors.
There's evidence.
What?
Davis's car dashcam. I checked just in case, and it was all clearly recorded. I was shocked when I saw the woman's face. Your ex-girlfriend, right? It was Angela, wasn't it?
That was a colleague from work. It's not Angela. It's a case of mistaken identity.
Angela and I went to the same high school and college. I saw her face often, and her distinctive mole hasn't changed since then. I wouldn't mistake her. Should we track down our friends from college and contact Angela? We can also send her the dashcam data and ask if it's her. Or we could hire a private detective.
Enough already. I got it. Angela did come to her house. Are you happy now?
That's not good enough. You were saying something about the kids. A little investigation will show that those two are indeed your children. Why would you say something so stupid? Explain it properly from your mouth.
Shut up. What's with that tone? You sound like my mom. It's true that when women give birth, they transform into this creature called a mother. They lose all their appeal as the opposite sex. Even though Angela was so wonderful, it's a huge difference.
You plotted against me to get together with Angela. Tried to divorce me under favorable conditions for you. If so, you're the worst. You said such terrible things to little Anne. You're an irredeemable scumbag.
Shut up. You, after all, don't know anything about me. Don't make assumptions.
Then speak up. Stop blabbering nonsense. Come on.
I've been holding back all this time.
Huh? Holding back?
I never even liked kids, but playing the role of a good father was well received at work. In this day and age, you never know where information will leak from. So I had to keep up appearances at work, in front of my wife's family, and in front of our family. It was all for promotion. Living like that was suffocating. But the moment you all went back to your hometown, I felt that our cramped house suddenly became spacious. I could go out for a drink late at night, meet with friends. I hadn't had that kind of freedom since I was single.
Is that why you ran into Angela again?
Yeah, Angela hadn't changed at all. It was like my heart time traveled back to my bachelor days. Every day was rosy. I was so happy. But when you guys came back, this fun time would disappear, and I'd be back to that suffocating life. That's why I kicked you guys out to prevent it.
I see. So you're basically drunk on a momentary freedom, and your head is filled with fantasies. Looking at you now, you're clearly not sane.
If you're convinced, that's just fine. Go ahead and leave me. That way I'm freed from the burden and can truly be free.
Do what you want? I don't want to live with a man like you anyway. However, make sure you pay the child support, and I'll definitely be claiming alimony.
Give as much as you like. It doesn't hurt or bother me at all. So it's an agreement between both parties. It's an amicable divorce. No more lingering issues. Let's not dig up the past ever again. Let's stop the unnecessary fights.
You just don't want to go to court, right? It would only put you at a disadvantage. You're so low. Well, never mind.
Betty, how are you doing?
Who is this?
It's me. It's Hans. You forgot about me? That's harsh.
Ah, it's been a while. I was about to forget you. Rather, I prefer not to retain even a millimeter of memory concerning you. I was thinking it was about time you contacted.
Were you waiting for my call? That's nice.
Don't just interpret things in a way that suits you. I just thought it was about time you woke up and came crying back in a disgraceful manner. Did you enjoy your fleeting freedom? Is Angela doing well?
Are you asking even though you know?
Of course. I heard that Angela dumped you. Why? Why don't you tell me the reason?
Well, Angela got angry because you sued me for alimony, and then we had a fight.
I see, but that's natural, right? I told you clearly. I'll claim the alimony strictly. You agreed, didn't you?
I didn't think that Angela would be charged too at that time. I didn't think that far. It's natural to claim alimony from a cheating husband and his lover, right?
Ah, but you were like a drunk at that time, and your head was full of fantasies, so you couldn't think that far.
You're right. I was out of my mind. Please. I want you to take me back. I returned to my old self.
No, the family bonds you broke won't return just because of that. And we are divorced. We're strangers now.
Please. I can't take it anymore. I can't stand going home. Even when I come home tired from work, the house is dirty, dark, and no meal is served. There's no family to welcome me home. I'm about to lose it from loneliness.
Ah, I see.
Really? Right now, I'm mentally quite unstable, and because of that, I'm not doing well at work. I can't keep my relationships as smooth as before.
Ah, that's probably because your mental state, or rather the people at your company dislike you. The story that you're the scumbag who locked his wife and child out of the house has gotten around to your coworkers.
Why? Don't tell me you deliberately ratted me out to the company. Don't mess with me. I told you it was an amicable divorce.
I didn't do anything. Remember Davis, who let us take shelter during that incident? He seems to have spread the rumor.
What?
It seems like Davis knows someone who works at the same company as you. The rumor spread from that person throughout the company. There's a saying, no one can put a door on people's mouths. Your carefully built image is now shattered. I doubt you'd be fired, but it might impact your future. Oh, speaking of which, weren't there talks about a promotion?
You're kidding. Betty. If things go on like this, my life will really be over. But if you guys are with me, I'm sure I can start over. I want to see the kids. I want to talk to Anne again.
No.
I've been saying all this. Why won't you listen to my request? Are you saying it's okay no matter what happens to me? You're heartless.
Stop throwing a tantrum. Right now you're just like a baby. Hey, Mom? Did you talk to Dad? Yes. Did Dad say anything? He said he wants to see you guys. You know, do you still want to see Dad? I used to. Is it different now? I realized when I saw you and the grandparents talking, Dad did something bad, right? Yes, he did. He did something very terrible. You were very sad. And Mom was very sad too. Yes, I know. I saw Mom crying in the middle of the night. My school teacher said, if you fight, you have to apologize and make up. But if you do something very bad, even if you say sorry, you won't be forgiven. Dad did something like that, right? So I won't see Dad until he really regrets it. Is that okay? Yes. I want Dad to really reflect on it. I see. You're an adult, aren't you? Probably the most adult in the family. When Hans' father learned of what we had suffered at the hands of Hans, he was understandably furious. Hans was disowned by his father, ensuring that he would receive no further assistance, regardless of what might happen in the future. Whether influenced by the rumors circulating at work, soon Hans was demoted and relocated to a remote rural area. His chances of promotion were cut off, and it seems his salary was reduced as well. But given that he needs to pay child support, quitting his job isn't really an option. Until Anne can find it in her heart to forgive him, Hans' days of atonement will continue. As for me, I'm helping out at the company my father runs, while studying for a caregiver qualification. This is an effort to secure a higher paying job. My youngest is still small, which can be difficult, but Anne has been a huge help, taking care of my little sister like a second mother. From now on, we three women plan to support each other and carry on.
Hey Jack, did you hear anything from your mom?
Yeah, she said that she broke her leg while hiking. She really pushed herself too far. She shouldn't be hiking at her age anymore. Her back is too weak for it these days.
We did our best to talk her out of it, but I guess she went anyway. She contacted me as well, by the way. She asked you to come and visit her in the hospital.
What, really? The hospital she's in is all the way upstate, though. Since she went hiking all the way over there.
She asked to be transferred back down here, but apparently they don't want to move her just yet, and it might take over a week for a free bed to appear in a hospital nearby. She wanted you to come visit at least one time.
Man, really? It's so far, though. The drive will take at least an hour one way. Why is it going to take them so long to transfer her?
I guess they don't want to move her straight after the trauma because of her age, and there is the thing about free beds, too. She wanted you to bring her some things since she'll be there for such a long time. I know you'll have to go out of your way, but do it for her, okay?
Why don't you go instead? I'm really busy at the moment. I don't have time to be wasting driving all the way there. Besides, aren't women more suited to things like this anyway? I think it would be way better for you to go instead of me.
I'm busy with work too, you know. And it's your mom. You shouldn't make me responsible for things like these.
She might be my mom, but she's also your mother-in-law. She even lives with us. Don't you feel any sense of familial responsibility towards her?
Yeah, but you know how she treats me all the time, don't you? And as for her living with us, that just happened out of nowhere. I wasn't even consulted about it.
Don't start complaining about that now. You agreed to it in the end, too.
That's true, but she doesn't help around the house at all. It's just more work for me. You told me that she would do her best to not make more work. And she promised that she would do her part around the house.
She's getting old, Tanya. It's hard for her to do much each day.
Then what about you? You could help me out with no problems. I also work, you know. I'm not at home all day.
But I'm way busier at work than you are. Don't compare your office work to mine. You've got it easy in comparison. That's why I make more money than you. I'm the one bringing home the bacon, you know?
Don't say it like that. Besides, even if you do make more than me, we'd struggle to keep afloat without both of our incomes. Especially with the way you and your mom spend money.
Don't spout such nonsense. You barely bring in anything compared to me. So I'll leave you to bring those things to Mom.
She seems to want you to be the one to visit, not me. Why not take some paid leave and drive up? That way you won't have to rush or try to fit it in on a work day.
Then why don't you take yours and go?
I used some recently to take your mom and a friend who was in town out for the day, remember? I can't just be using them all up like that. They might be more necessary later.
But you still have a bunch left. So you can do it. Anyway, I need to head back to work. Oh, and I'll be home late again tonight.
Wait, Jack. Just hold on a second. Don't put this on to me. This conversation isn't over. Jack! Jack, I have something to talk to you about, Amanda. Can you come back home early tonight?
No, I can't. Just tell me what you want to talk about over text.
It looks like she'll be in a wheelchair for the rest of her life.
What?
You know, she got checked out of the hospital and was given the clear to live at home. But it seems like she hasn't been going to the doctors for rehabilitation at all. And even when she was in the hospital, the doctor said all she did was complain and didn't listen to them. Can you talk to her about it? She should listen to you. Otherwise, she might really not be able to walk for the rest of her life.
Well, that's fine, isn't it? She's the one who was saying that she is fine with being in a wheelchair.
It's not fine! I asked my boss to reduce my shifts for a short time so that I could look after her until she got better. Are you telling me that I'm going to have to care for her like this from now on?
What's wrong with that? You can just quit your job.
Are you serious?
You don't make that much money there anyway. It will be a better use of your time to look after my mom.
You're not going to help me?
And how exactly am I supposed to help? My company won't let me take shorter hours for that.
But what about weekends and any time you have days off? You can look after her on those days.
I'm gonna be tired from working all week long. What, am I not allowed to have any days off, even at home?
What about me? I don't get any time off with her. It's 24/7. I have to get up to help her go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. And she even keeps contacting me while I'm at work during the day. Then I come home and have to do all of the housework by myself. You need to help me out a bit more.
I have lots of important work to do, so I can't. Just shut it and look after her.
What happened to you? You've really changed ever since you started living with us. You used to listen to me and my opinions way more before. Now you won't take anything I say into consideration at all.
What? Me? I haven't changed at all.
I'm saying you have. You always come home late, and even on your days off, you're barely home. You never think of me at all.
Did you message me just to give me a scolding?
No, I didn't. That's not it. But I do want you to think more of the home and what's happening here, and not just work all the time. If things stay like this, I don't know if I can live with you anymore.
What are you saying then? Are you threatening me with divorce?
It's not a threat. I want you to realize that it could be a possibility if you push me too far.
And what are you gonna do if we divorce, huh? Both of your parents have passed away. Who's gonna look after you? You won't have anywhere to go.
I'll figure it out somehow.
It's possibly because you always act like this to me that I might have changed. I come home tired from work, and what do? Start complaining that my mom did this or she did that. There's nowhere for me to take a break even at home.
It's exactly the same for me too.
I told you not to lump us together. You're just doing odd jobs. You don't work properly. Don't ask me anymore about my mom. She's your responsibility.
So you're not going to even talk to her about going to her rehabilitation program? Do you realize what will happen in that case?
No, I don't. I'll leave that to you. That's your job.
I didn't ask you what is my job or not. Next week, I'm meeting with the doctors at the hospital. You should come too. It's important.
God, you're so stubborn. Don't bring this up again.
Jack, have you seen my car keys? Did you take them by accident?
Yeah, I have them. You won't be needing them anymore.
What? Why? I'll be late to work without the car.
I already called ahead to your work.
What? About what?
Just quit your job. I also took your bank cards. So don't even think about running away from me.
What are you talking about?
I told your work that you won't be coming in anymore. You're gonna look after my mom full time from now on.
You did what? You told them that I quit?
Yeah, exactly. Now that I'm the only one bringing in money, you better listen to what I say.
You're being serious. All of my bank cards are gone from my wallet.
It's not like you had that much money on your accounts anyway. You really were working for peanuts. There's no way you can survive without me. Make sure you listen to what I tell you now.
Peanuts? You think that what's on those accounts is all that I was making?
Well, I guess you did a pretty good job managing to save that much from such a low salary.
It's not like I had freedom to save all of my pay. It's been going to our expenses too.
So what? Even then, it doesn't hold a candle to how much I make in comparison. Listen up! From now on, your one job is to look after my mother. Don't leave the house without my permission. I've already decided this is how it's gonna be, so don't even think of complaining or refusing. Wait, Tanya, I just got a credit card bill of over $2,000. What the hell is this?
That's how much you and your mom spent. It's the same every month.
There's no way that's the case. I have always put in $1,500 for rent on the bills. We've always managed to get by on that.
I told you that I had been making up the difference from my own pay.
You weren't even making enough to make up the difference. We need another $2,000, otherwise we won't be able to pay. There's still a bunch of things to pay off this month, too.
I told you all of this before. You and your mom spend money so wastefully. Have a careful look at the bank statement. All of it was the two of you.
I just checked it. I never thought that you were spending this much.
I've shown you your receipts countless times, though. I guess you didn't pay any attention at all. You never listened to what I said properly.
More importantly, what are we supposed to do about this bill?
How am I supposed to know? I wasn't the one who spent the money. And you were the one who said that you'll take care of the finances from now on. You made me quit my job, and now I'm always at home.
I know! We can take it from your savings. You had over $500 in there, that'll cover it. Let's do that this month to settle everything.
Fine, whatever. I'll get that money back from you in the settlement anyway.
What? What settlement are you talking about?
The divorce settlement. The two of us are done.
Are you being serious about that? You're gonna divorce me while having no job or money of your own.
What's wrong with that?
You won't be able to survive on your own.
That's not your problem. Not like you actually care anyway. It's clear that you have no feelings of love for me anymore anyway.
That's not true.
I already know, Jack, that you've been cheating on me.
What?
I'm right, aren't I? All of a sudden, you started coming home late from work, and you weren't spending any time at home on the weekends anyway. It stands out kind of clearly.
Those things don't mean that I was cheating. With my mom in the house, I just didn't want to be around all the time, so I started to leave on weekends.
I thought that might have been the case at first, but that's not really the truth, is it? After you made me leave my job, I hired a private investigator to look into your behavior. And just as I thought, they came back and told me that you really were cheating. I don't need your excuses and lies. I know everything already.
Okay, I see. I'll break up with my girlfriend, then it's fine, right?
It's not fine. Honestly, even more than that, the thing I can't forgive you for is how you've been acting towards me. You live your life and spend our money how you please while forcing all of the housework and your mother's issues onto me. I found myself always thinking why on earth I got married in the first place. What for? But I finally understood. The only reason I hadn't divorced you before was because I was still holding on to old memories of when things were better. I thought it was because I still loved you. That's not it.
Don't say things like that. You can make things work out better.
You're only saying that now. If we divorce and I leave, you're the one who will have to look after your mom. That's the only reason you care if I leave or not, right? I don't plan on living for the sake of your convenience anymore.
That's not it. I see now how I've been behaving, so think it over one more time. I help out with looking after my mom, and you can start working again too.
Oh, so now you want me to work because you realized how tight finances are? You really are just using me for your own gain.
I'm not!
I can't believe anything you say anymore. That's why I'm leaving. It doesn't matter how much you apologize to me. I'll be going for a big settlement in court, too.
A settlement? But I'm telling you that there's not a lot of money.
You can get a loan to pay me then, or pay it in installments. I don't care. You can sell your car, too.
Is there no way to avoid the divorce?
No. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. If you try to avoid the divorce, we'll have to do it through arbitration. But if you sign the divorce papers by the end of today, I won't go after your money in court.
How am I even supposed to pay off this credit card bill, though?
Why don't you ask your mom to help you out? It seems as though she has savings of her own. You can pay the card off with that and bring things to an end.
You're right, I'll do it like that. I'll sign the papers today, too. But could you do me a favor, even if only for a bit? Could you keep looking after Mom for me? I need some time to sort things out regarding her.
In that case, the situation changes. I'll see you in court.
Wait, no! Just for a few days more! Come on, you've just told me that you want to get a divorce. Isn't it fine to negotiate a little? Just give me a little time to sort things out properly.
Did you ever compromise or negotiate with me? No, you always chose things one-sidedly. You forced your mother onto me, even went ahead and called my job and told them that I quit. You made all of these decisions without compromises or even listening to what I wanted.
Look, I'm sorry. I thought it wouldn't hurt to ask.
I'm not your wife anymore. We're not family. Don't try to burden strangers with your mother and her problems.
I'm sorry, I know I'm in the wrong. I really have been horrible.
I know that. I'm divorcing you because I have finally opened my eyes to that. Listen here. You're going to sign the papers by the end of the day. If you don't, like I said before, I'm going to go after you in court. Understand? If so, don't bring up the divorce again or try to stop me. This is what I've decided. I won't accept any complaints or refusal. That evening, Jack returned home from work and meekly signed the divorce papers and gave me back the cards he had taken from me. I withdrew about half of what I had and gave it to him before leaving the house forever. Truth be told, I had been preparing for the divorce for some time. While working my regular office job, I also secretly worked another job on the side so that I could save up more. Of course, I opened a separate banking account that Jack didn't know about too. That's why he thought I only had around $5,000 in savings. I would have liked to leave him as soon as he forced me to quit my job, but there was a lot to prepare for. I needed to look for a place to live that I could move to immediately, and just generally make sure that I had enough money saved up to support myself with all the initial expenses that pile up when moving into a new house on your own. All of that took even longer than planned since I had to look after Amanda so much that I barely had any time to myself. In the end, though, I think the divorce and everything went rather smoothly. Really, the final straw was Jack telling my job that I would no longer be coming in. I had been agonizing over whether I should leave him or not, but that moment cleared all of my doubts and helped me make up my mind. It took a while, but I'm happy that I was finally able to make the right decision for me, and I have no regrets about it. The money that I had saved secretly in the separate account would also have been more than anything I would have gotten from Jack in the divorce. So I'm glad that I was able to leave him smoothly without his finding out about my secret account. Jack has contacted me a few times since the divorce. He has his hands full trying to work full-time while also looking after his selfish mom. He has asked me to help him out with looking after her again. It goes without saying that I refuse categorically. Later on, I also heard that Jack and the girlfriend who he was cheating on me with had a big fight and broke up. He could no longer spend all the time and money on her that he had before since I was no longer around to allow it. Apparently, Jack and his mom's finances are also kind of lacking, which leads to a lot of arguments between the two of them. It's only a matter of time before Amanda's savings run out too, and then they'll be in real trouble. I don't know what will come of them, but I doubt it'll be anything good. Of course, we are no longer married or have anything to do with each other. We're back to being strangers, so I couldn't care less about what happens to either of them. I have supported them long enough. From now on, I'm going to focus more on myself and do what makes me happy. I've also gotten a new job, so with that, I can have total financial freedom and enjoy my life to the fullest.